Hey everybody, welcome back to Stop Waffling MMA. Today we're going to be covering the Fight Night card and the predictions I got, along with some of the people who performed well and what I thought about the fights and future, hopefully some future contenders. We're going to start with the main event. Honestly, I I called it almost perfectly. I said knockout. I said third round though. I didn't think Biggie Boy was going to take his time before going until the fourth round. But I'm happy he did, because Gaziev, like he was still in that fight, and he was in that fight until the third round, I would say. Big Boy started picking up in the fourth, and it just showed that it was gonna end sooner or later. Great refereeing to try getting the translation on what he said. Like if you're arguing with your coach, something's wrong. I don't know if the coach was telling him you need to go back there and fight. I don't know what the fighter was saying, but clearly something is wrong. Clearly there was some disagreement, and you just can't have that when it comes to fighting. Because if the fighter doesn't want to fight, he's just gonna get beat up. And by the way that was looking, he was about to get knocked out. So I'm happy. No concussions were had. No, well, I'm sure it's to somewhere, but I'm happy he didn't get knocked out. And we would have to wait a lot longer for his return. Obviously, I think he broke his nose, and that's why he had the mouth guard out a little bit. Because you can't really breathe with the mouth guard. It's really hard to. So I think he broke his nose, and that's why he did what he did. But all things considered, Rozenstruik had great striking, exactly what I said. Leg kicks, I thought he was going to do a little more. But you saw that the leg kicks he threw, they kept working, and they kept hurting. And honestly, they slowed down Gaziev like a lot. Like a hell of a lot. So, I'm happy to get that call right. Honestly, man, I think it was a pretty good fight. Like, a lot of people said, oh, it was boring, but seeing the guy that I thought was going to win, the guy that I chose, just start dominating and eventually leading up to me being right, yeah, I'm happy for that. I want my prediction to be right above anything else mostly. And yeah, like that's really what matters to me, my prediction being right, because I want to actually have a decent record I'm predicting, and it's been pretty bad recently. I won't lie to you, so yeah. And Gaziev, he showed something I didn't think would happen. He showed that he actually had a huge will to fight. Obviously, he didn't go out in that fifth round. Obviously, he quit on the stool. I don't blame him. He was getting beat up the whole time. He was exhausted. I'm surprised he even made it that far. With a broken nose, and I think the second round, I'm surprised he made it to almost round 5. And a lot of people are saying, oh, he quit. He did this. He did that. Yeah, but he quit for good reason. Would you rather have been just beat up? Or would you rather have beat up, knock out? It's going to affect your career. It's going to affect how fast you return. It was just a smart decision. And I think he almost had a Rozenstruik a few times in the first round, first and second. But all things considered, Rozenstruik was great. He threw leg kicks like I said he would. His jab was a lot faster, like I said it was going to be. And Gaziev just gassed out. It happens, you're getting beat up, you're getting gassed out. Rozenstruik's just throwing hooks to the body. Like, what are you going to do about it, Rozenstruik's so much faster. He's been experienced. I always said that he was one of the best gatekeepers there is, most underappreciated fighters. And he proved it. He really just proved me right, and I'm happy I got that main event pick right. Going on to the Makayev fight, I got that one wrong. However, I could have got it very right. I said that Alex Perez was going to win decision. And he really could have. A lot of people were saying 2-1 Perez, after the fight. And a lot of people were saying, honestly, it was like 50-50. I thought Makayev won pretty easily 2-1. First round, third round. But that fight kind of pissed me off, I'm not going to lie to you. Because Makayev, he dropped in, he shot for a takedown about 20 times. He got 17 of them, I think, something like that, defended. Every time Alex was trying to go in for a punch, Alex chose to lose the fight. I said that many times. He chose to lose the fight. He could have gone for anything. Makayev was gasped. He was against the fence. He's going to shoot on you. And Alex Perez is just throwing like 3 overhands. Like, what are you doing, man? Keep your distance, jab him up, do some body work, like do something. Stop throwing overhands. And even when Mikhaev went down for the takedown, even when Alex Perez was on top, he had back, he didn't throw anything. He didn't do anything. He held him there, did nothing, and then he got up for like 30 seconds. Like, throw a punch. Dude, go for a submission. Like, you have 1 minute left. No, not even a minute. You have like 30 seconds left. He's clearly winning the fight. You're not going to go for a submission. You're not going to try getting some ground and pound. You're just going to hold him. I don't... Stupidest IQ I've seen, man. Mikhaev, he had some good striking. He gassed out. He said he was sick or something like that, but I don't believe it. After seeing Mikhaev almost lose to Tim Elliott, I don't believe he was sick. I think that's just how he is. I don't think he's that good of a fighter. And I think he's getting a layup. Obviously, Alex Perez, he's a strong opponent. A lot of people were... He was like a 10 to 1 underdog at one point. I don't see what everybody saw in Mikhaev. I don't see what everybody didn't see in Alex Perez, but apparently they know something I don't. And like I said, Alex Perez could have easily won. That would have been 2 out of my 3 correct. And he chose to lose. It sucks, but it is what it is. And honestly, Mikhaev's not championship material. I mean, I knew that. I knew that all the time. A lot of people didn't, though. A lot of people were saying, oh, he beats Pantoja easy. He destroys Brandon Royval. He's only 23. And I'm like, he lost to Tim Elliott. Or he should have lost to Tim Elliott. Like, he's not everything people are saying he is. Here's what happens. He fights Pantoja. Pantoja gets the easy defense. And we move on. He's done. What? And then he fights Mano Kopp or something? He fights Kopp after he loses, gets dominated, and Kopp destroys him? He doesn't beat anyone in the top 5. And he's trying to call out Brandon Royval. Royval would destroy him. Unlike Alex Perez, Royval's been in the octagon, he's been fighting, he's been ready. And he would absolutely destroy him. He has the will to fight. He wants to fight. He's extremely unorthodox, and that's something that Mikhaev struggles with. Like I said, he almost lost to Tim Elliott. And they said, oh, you throw illegal knees. They figured out that they weren't illegal, and they don't give him position back. It's the stupidest thing. But enough of the Tim Elliott fight. I can rant all I want about it. It's not going to change anything. But yeah, Alex Perez chose to lose that fight. The fight wasn't boring. A lot of people were saying it was pretty boring. I thought it was pretty cool. I like the suplex Mikhaev did. You know, he has good wrestling. If he is sick, you know, it explains the performance. But like I said, I don't think he's really sick. I think he just performs like that. And, you know, it is what it is. He's just not championship material. Like, he's not. Someone who is, though. Well, I don't think he's championship material, but I think he's definitely... He can be a few of the contenders. Umar Nurmagomedov. Great performance. The other guy, too. He's good. Like, no one really knew who he was, or at least I didn't know who he was. Pretty sure he stepped in on short notice. Great fighter, actually. It's like the Kopp and Dos Santos fight. Like, you don't really know who this guy is, but he proved to everybody that, hey, he could be a name moving forward. And honestly, even though he lost, I'm sure we'll see him again. Not really soon, but soon enough. And he'll probably be like on a 3-fight winning streak by the time he loses again. Umar, on the other hand, good performance. He did get dropped. I thought it was a trip at first. I look away for a second. I looked at my phone. I see him on the floor. I saw a replay. He skinned his head like right here. That's a drop. It is what it is. And Umar did impress me. His wrestling impressed me, and his striking impressed me. But you know, how is he gonna do against Corey Sandhagen? Look at the fight. Like, this guy, like the opponent he was fighting, Almacan, I think his name is. I don't remember like entirely, but I think it's Almacan, or his last name is. He was getting full mounted, side control and everything, and he just pushed Umar off and got up. You can't do that against Sandhagen. Because Sandhagen, instead of getting up, he's going to take a different position and he's going to submit Umar. And on top of that, I don't think Umar's going to be able to get him down or outstrike him. I think he loses to Sandhagen, but I do want to see the fight. I really do. I think it would be a good chance for Umar to prove what he has and prove that he actually deserves to be top 10 in the division. I'm sure he'll beat like Pedro Munoz. Is Pedro Munoz still top 10? I think he'll beat... I don't think he'll beat Figueiredo actually, but I do think he has a pretty good chance, a pretty good future of really being a top contender. I don't see him champion material though. I don't. I think this fight proved he's not, and I am still excited to see him fight. So it is what it is. Good win from him. I think I counted 3-0, but I think the first round was close. Almacan, I hope to see him again. I really do. I hope it's not one and done for him. I think he has potential as a UFC fighter, much like Dos Santos against Manel Kape. You bring a random guy in, they do better than you think. I want to see him again. Not top 15 or anything, but I want to see him fight 2 more guys and then get the chance to top 15. Or get the chance against really like just a Pedro Munoz or something. Like, give him that chance. Give him a chance against Tim Elliott. Like, you can do so many fights with him. He's entertaining. He's cool. He's good. And that's what matters to me. He's good. So, yeah. 2 really good prospects. I want to see what they do. And I'm excited for their career. Moving on to the last fight I predicted. I didn't predict the Umar fight. Or at least I didn't predict it on, my video. Because we all know Umar was going to do something good. And it was kind of a layup. But the last fight I did predict on my video was Tyson Pedro versus Petrino. I picked Tyson Pedro 3rd round knockout. What I didn't know is that Tyson Pedro planned to retire and didn't look like he had the will to fight no more. Which he kind of explained, saying he's turning a new leaf. He wants, he's done with this. This is an old part of his life. I just don't think he had the will to fight. I think he could have won. I think it was pretty clear chances to win. But he just, there was some points where he just stopped striking. He was just on pure defense. And it's not like Petrino was, going crazy, wailing on him that he just had to cover up. It was Petrino would, throw a jab. 5 seconds later, probably, throw a leg kick. He didn't do anything. He didn't counter. He didn't look like Tyson Pedro, I know. And I am happy for him. He's getting a good retirement. It's off a loss, but he didn't take really much damage at all. He didn't get knocked out like some people thought he would. And I'm happy for him. Reason I chose Tyson Pedro is because I've seen Petrino fight before. He gasses. He's kind of slow. And on top of that, he doesn't really have the best fundamentals. And I kind of liked his performance. I thought it was a good performance. He showed that he has good striking. He can do leg kicks. He can wrestle better. His gas tank hell of improved. Really. He wasn't pushing a crazy pace. And Tyson Pedro wasn't throwing, so that could be a reason his gas tank looked improved. But it's it's still a performance that I think will earn him a top 10 opponent. I don't think he's ready for it, but he will get a top 10 opponent. And he's most likely going to lose. It is what it is, but I'm excited to see what he does. We all know that he has power. Now we know he has wrestling in a gas tank and some nice leg kicks. All things considered, it was a pretty boring fight, but good performance nonetheless. And you can't ask for anything better from a prospect, but just a really solid opponent, or no, really solid performance against a really seasoned veteran opponent who, like I said, he didn't have the will to fight. Neither did Alex Perez. They both could have won, in my opinion, but they ended up losing, and it is what it is. I also got the main event right, and that's really what I care about. I feel like I could have got the Alex Perez fight. Okay, so basically, just to recap everything I've said, and Yeah, basically just to recap. Muhammad Makayev, decent, pretty bad win actually, pretty bad win. Not a good performance. Alex Perez could have won, didn't want to. In conclusion, put Makayev against Brandon Royval, let him get beat, let him come back and learn from it. I'm completely fine with that fight. I want to see it. And he's just not as good as a lot of people thought he was. I knew he wasn't that good, but like I said, a lot of people didn't. Yeah, let him fight Royval. Moving on to Umar. He already called out Corey Sandhagen. He wants Corey Sandhagen. Let him have it. It was already scheduled. Let him have it, Keep Corey busy. He's not getting the title shot next. Who is he going to fight? Henry Cejudo? I wouldn't mind seeing the Cejudo fight. I really wouldn't, but... Or give Umar to Cejudo. And Cejudo, if he wins that fight, say, give him a top contender fight and could fight for the title. It'll keep him in for a few more fights. He'll want to fight more. But honestly, I'm fine with the Sandhagen fight. And I think Sandhagen beats him pretty comfortably. I don't think Umar has the control. He has the wrestling. He doesn't have the control. He has good striking. Corey Sandhagen's faster. He's better, and he has a better understanding of striking than Almacan. So that's it for Umar. Almacan, great performance. Okay, well, not great performance. He lost, but a better performance than a lot of people thought he would, including me. And I'm happy to see what he does next. I want him to fight 2 people. If he wins those, put him top 15 against Pedro Munoz, maybe Cody Garbrandt. If Cody Garbrandt beats Figueiredo, or even if he doesn't. And yeah, I would kind of like to see that, actually. I think that'd be a great fight. I think he has a lot of potential. I really think he has a lot of potential. Yeah, let him fight 2 fights, climb the rankings, give him an actual start. Don't cut him, UFC, please. You can't cut someone after that. It was a good performance on short notice against someone you already knew was better than him. He was made to lose, But yeah, he did good for being made to lose. And the last fight, or I guess the last 2 fights, Tyson Pedro, obviously there's nothing next for him. He's retiring. Props to him. I hope he has a good time with his family. I hope he has a good life outside of this. But sometimes when it's your time, and I think he understood that. In terms of Petrino, I don't really know how I want to see him fight. I'm going to let UFC handle that, because I really don't know how I want to see him fight. It's not really coming to mind right now. No exciting matchups for me right now. Let him fight a decent contender, a pretty decent contender, and let's see how he does against the top of the division, because he's an exciting prospect. I want to see him fight someone better, because like I said, Tyson Pedro, I think he could have won, but he didn't want to fight. He made it very clear he didn't want to fight. I want to see Pacino get really tested. Really fucking tested. And then maybe we'll talk about just how good of a prospect he is. In terms of the Rozenstruik fight, do you want to give him Volkov? I'm thinking Volkov. Or something along those lines. I think it would be a good fight. Maybe winner of Tai Tui versus Tybura. And if he wins that, we can set him up against Volkov for a title shot or something. But yeah, honestly, I want one of those. I want him to fight winner of Tybura or Tai Tui, or just go straight to Volkov. I'm fine with that. As for Gaziev, I don't. Maybe give him Tafa, one of the Tafas, or Until Mays. I don't really know, man. The thing about heavyweight is you're either getting cans or you're getting the top 15. And some of the top 15 are cans. So, I'm fine with whatever you want to give him, UFC. I'm fine if you give him a can. I'm fine if you give him someone still top 15, because I think he could beat a few people in there. But like I said, Rozenstruik's one of the best. He's one of the best gatekeepers in the division and the UFC, actually. Great performance from him. I hope Volkov is next. I don't think Curtis versus Almeida will be next for him. Maybe loser of that, actually. I'm fine with loser of that. But winner, no. Winner probably gets set up for a title shot, because that's huge. Like, if Almeida wins, that's top contender fight. If Blades wins, I think he just keeps going how he's going. And I don't think Rozenstruik's I don't think he just beats any of them. All things considered, pretty good card. Oh yeah, Ursig, bro. Ursig was great. His against Matt Schnell. Matt Schnell is not the best at striking, as we saw. Ursig just pieced him up. Ursig's faster. He's more accurate. He's stronger. Beautiful knockout. My reaction to that one was, I barely saw it. It was just a nasty knockout. And I'm excited for him, because I know he stepped in on short notice against his last opponent. That wasn't Matt Schnell. And I thought he did pretty bad. But seeing him on a full camp, seeing him do good, I'm excited for him now. This is what I want from him. And give him like... honestly, like I said, man, just give him whatever. I'll probably do a video Wednesday. I want to do a video every other day, because I have school. I'm not a full-timer, obviously. I can't do it. I still have priorities I need to do. This is more of a hobby. So, I'll probably do a matchup video Wednesday, or just some other video. All things considered, pretty good card. The Vinicius knockout was insane. It was, I don't know, bro. It was just insane. Exciting prospect. Yeah. All things considered, pretty good card, and that's it.